Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Today is a brand new update and the Crew 2 is about to be entered on Motorflix Season 10, MAD. And also for having a start for the new season in today's live summon is about to go made by MAD. A theme summon is all about to have all kinds of skills and stunt performance to have 6 events plus 3 skills to go on MAD. This is going to be quite so amazing to see this brand new update to be featured without a motorpass system is now being deflunked from the last update. From Season 1 in 2020 and go all the way on to Season 10 in the year 2023. But I cannot believe it, this is going to be so longer to have 3 years to get all kinds of motorpass exclusive vehicle is now being set and go on a date schedule throughout each part of the season. But I bet this is going to be quite going amazing to have some new tricks and skills to be featured, and yet to be additional on Race Creator will be going in to be racing on our road. But in that case, you guys might need to check it out and explain the details about the update on Motorflix Season 10 in MAD. It is going to be so crazy to see all kinds of new skills to be using on different disciplines to be set and located around in the United States of America. But I bet it might have to go tricky skills, but many attempts is going to be quite going well possible to be made to do it. But in that case, the introduction video on Motorflix Season 10 is about to be set, and feast your eyes on this one that you guys really want to watch this. As always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and start for the preparation in today's live summit event. Let's get it on and go MAD to begin. This menu background style is going mad, you guys. But I mean, take a good look. The bus, the ramps, and the helicopter just yet to be set on the footage, because this is going to get much more pretty excited as we're about to have a good look to have a new skills to be featured to the update. But no longer to have motorpass, because one event to go on the hobbies is about to be available for the 4th selection. But this one is called the Stunt Performer. Compete action to earn stars. Let's have a good look, and this will have to be a very good additional after having 3 types of hobby from the racer, the explorer, and the collector. With all kinds of different challenges to go on categories, because there is also to have some 2 challenges, more like having some 3 to be featured. So there are some few challenges that we might need to go on and participate on each part of the skills related to MAD. With all kinds of rewards are now being included to have some vanity, 1 outfit, and a 2022 Audi TT RS Roadster, because this one is just to have the most exclusive street race vehicle that we might need to get this one by gathering up to have a number of stars. Any kinds of vanity is now being related to MAD, but I can't wait to get this one, so I just really might need to get down and do some MAD skills to be preparation and start with the progress. But in fact, this will be doing much crazier to see all kinds of challenges that we might need to go in there and do some few locations that related to MAD to be labeled as Motorflix event. But no longer to have event, this will have to take on skills, so we might have to go out there and do some few attempts to have a 1 skill of perfection to go mad and insane. But almost forgot to tell you, this will have to take 1 good presentation to be featured to have some new skills. The driving test, buoy smashing, donut jump, slalom, the roof route on the slalom, perfect spot, drifting pool, the monument climb on rally raid in slalom, the leap, across the harbor, the rush, lumberjack path, maze escape. This one is doing much more fine, brand new to be featured in the update, because you might have to drive and make your way out of the maze to go find in the perfect route. It's like the Italian job is doing the reference. But I really might have to try this out because this one is going to be yet featured for having a main participation on the brand new Live Summit event. There's the Drip and Smash, Water Slide Effect, Double Trouble Jump, the Catfish Slalom for Jet Sprint, the Precision Bridge, the Longest Jump, and Plane Dance. Wow, I cannot believe it. It has new skills to be started out on progress. Maybe let's have a good look for the opening intro video. But it's been a while since we've just been doing all kinds of few events on Motorflix season from number 1 to number 1, from season 1 to season number 9 in episode 1 and 2. Let's have a watch video and feast your eyes on this one.
Hey y'all, this is Lara. Back to introduce you to a whole new nationwide stunt event series inspired by you. Motorflix MAD. These next level stunt events come in all kinds of shapes and sizes, and they're available right now for all icon level drivers in any vehicle type. On the menu, epic launches, crazy parkour, nerve-wracking escapes, drift challenges, and many more. Just keep an eye out for our MAD Skills events, available all across the USA. Also, and this is becoming a little habit of ours, we've set up another of our legendary play zones, this time in an old abandoned water park. You're gonna have a blast with these events, and they're all accessed seamlessly in-world. But, fair warning, these stunts are dangerous. We're talking short, high-risk challenges that you'll fail over and over before you hone your reflexes and learn to stick the landing. They're all doable, but, sign the legal disclaimer first, okay? And remember, this isn't a competition. The goal is to complete tricks, but persevere, and you'll be rewarded with a new outfit, vanities, and the stunning 2022 Audi TT RS Roadster. Up for the challenge? Never doubted it. Just tighten your crash helmet and get ready for some serious stunt work as you enter the world of Motorflix MAD.
It's a mad experience to do some stunts to have a tricks and skills. Talk about having an extreme daredevil to have all kinds of different base vehicles on disciplines. But it's also to be available to be labeled on icon level. But I really gonna have to try this out, and this time it's about to go preparation and good to roll. Alright, just give me a moment, because just to have the end part of the intro video, as I just went down to do the next phase to go on event bundle preparation. It's mad excitement, folks, but I cannot believe the old abandoned water park is just yet to be featured, located in up north of Las Vegas. I just really want to take a good look after finishing in this part of the new Steam Summit. As for right now, Made by MAD will be featured to have 2 vehicle preparation to go on recommend. Discount on 20% off in $1,074,303 is now being using for only one Bugatti hypercar. But even yet, one rallycross vehicle is now being checked and required to be added to our collection is the 1970 Nissan Fairlady C 432 Type PS30 Rallycross Edition. And on to car number 2, as we're about to be going back in White Rock Hills from last week, is the Bugatti EB110 Supersport 1992. This classic hypercar from the late 20th century just yet to be built to have the original and style to have a good different form of chassis. This one is now being stated as original to be featured to have a customization parts, and yet on the rear ring spoiler is now being seen to be right over here. It has 592 horsepower and top speed, 217 miles per hour is now being capable to be driving on either to be on an all-wheel drive or mid-engine layout. But I can't wait to try this out. Unlike the different edition from Blizzard Rush, it's about to go in and have a good mad-tastic to have one part of the theme summon to go in brand new. By adding up with the extra, 2 rallycross vehicles to go on off-road to be featured in the bundle to have a 15% discount in $513,127. Let's have a good check and feast your eyes on this one because 2 rallycross are now going brand new. Wow, look at that, you guys. 2 French Group B rally cars from the 1980s are about to be ready and go for having a first start for having a dual rally base bundle. The 1985 Renault Maxi 5 Turbo and the 1984 Pescia 205 Turbo 16 Evolution 2. For this rallycross vehicle is now being listed as a Group B car from Gran Turismo 7, just coming a long way and entered in America for the Crew 2 to be listed as a rallycross discipline. It features to have a drivetrain of all-wheel drive with 444 horsepower and top speed 139 miles per hour. This will be doing much more fine fantastic to see how one Pescia rally car is now going enter to do some off-road events to go on the trail in America. Along with the Renault Maxi 5 Turbo, this one is being based from the road car version on the Renault 5 Turbo is being listed to have a road going version. But it has a modified to be equipped with a hefty interior to be put up with a roll bar cage, and even to have the wing spoiler just yet to be going classic and different form of shape. And for the front bumper, just much fine perfection is now being equipped and being participate in the 1985 World Rally Championship. It has a drivetrain to be on the mid-engine layout that brings out to have 350 horsepower and top speed 138 miles per hour. This will be doing cool and fine fantastic to see how 2 French Group B rally cars from the 1980s are now being added to the game. So I'll have to be accepted and buy 2 of the French Group B cars are about to be go and added to the car collection from here and go in to the Crew 2 before being prior to be on Motorfest. With all that matters, this will have to do the perfect time to go on preparation before going entered on Made by MAD. So let's get the stunt on the road, and this time it'll have to go figuration to do some 6 events and 3 skills to come up to have a perfect idea. Smoking tires in the rerun is being quite going smoking up and racking up to climb up and defense on the platinum without any WIP to be on the follow-up catch-up. As for right now, platinum in 2007 32nd place on the ring in 1,289,279 points. Already checked and added up to have the Koenigsegg Agera R Drip Edition and the Rainbow Tempest on the smoke. No longer to have some challenges in Motorpass, so we got some new ones and reruns are about to be set and good to go for the new season on Live Summon. But take a good look, folks. On the Platinum, here we have a Dodge Viper SRT10 Coupe Matte Edition is so very brand new. Fully modified, and that adds up to have a different set of rims and a livery presented by MAD. There's the Sunshine State, just to be said to be going date schedule on November 22nd through the 29th in week number 2. Here we have Squadra Italia on the Pagani Huayra Rubicon Edizione is now being set on the date in November 29 through December 6. Full Throttle are about to be set and go on a date schedule on December 6 through the 13th as we're about to go on Christmas season. But I mean, take a good look to have the full modified Dodge Challenger SRT8 392 Drag Race Edition. It's already been fully equipped and go like a beast. And there is also to have another rerun is coming soon is Rollout. Okay, it's only starting about 3 days left, so we got some few discipline plus the game, the agency, drip, hypercar, air race, plus 1 street race on the 4th vehicle. And yet, just to have 3 new skills to go on MAD, by having Solemn on the 2 type and Buoy Smashing to go on land base. Okay, maybe I just come up to have a perfect idea. So why not to have 2 events plus 1 skill to go in lineup? That should be doing well to have some main progress to start out without any motor stars to go collect it. So it's going back to roots, and we're about to take one hypercar to go back in White Rock Hills. Just like the McLaren 720S, because eventually from the previous McLaren vehicle on set restriction. Second time in a row, and this time grab your Bugatti EB110 Supersport, so we have to go down and do the same part all over again. Quickest way to get there, so it's about to go fast and go mad to have a quick shortcut that we might need to do some quick advantage and go racking up onto the high points. So gonna have to be patient, sit back and wait for the loading to go enter to have one Bugatti in the 1992 EB110. Since last time, for the first time ever to be on smoking tires in the first rerun, but made by MAD to go for the second time once again at start of the new season. By pegging up on the per level to go maximum in 320 that carries out 1029 horsepower and top speed, 279 miles per hour to go on expert to be on the semi level. But I'll have to be preferred to go try it out to have a stock performance to be on the main exterior without any further means to go maximize. So let's get the show on the road and get back to do the same part all over again like last time since last week. This week it's about to go on daytime to be in afternoon. So let's hit the gear and hit the nitro.
Come on, you can do it!
But I tell you folks, the Team Summon is going mad. So pretty crazy and go faster to be carried out by over 200 miles per hour. So gonna rack up on the progression, going in. Same thing as before. Slow down. Just go out the area and find a good scenic route.
All I've got to say to you is keep working your magic.
Well, your wish is my command, hero. Yep, I might have to be preferred to have one race to be on the full walkthrough. In fact, I just already did. So on inside to the interior view, this one is just to have a good 20th century vehicle to be well designed by Bugatti ever since some classic vehicle from the 1930s. But it has a good sweet stylish to have a different role as a reference in concept cars. In years before the Veyron comes out in 2005 as a stated to have a different kind of a chassis to be listed as a concept car. But until in 2009, this one is just yet to be originally to have the EB110 Supersport to be dated in 1992, years later until the Central Daisy just came out in the 2020s. But it's all about to have a different engine sound on Bugatti, just yet to have a different kind of an engine before the W16 quad twin turbo just yet to be added. So going up, raise up the speed. Woohoo, looks like it's going mad skill to have one hypercar to step in and keep a good clean run to have one quick shortcut on the magic trick. To be either about the EB110 Supersport, mid-engine or all-wheel drive. But characteristic does has a different kind of a form model before a different edition in Blizzard Rush since Season 7. But that would be doing original to have a good standard road car version in the hypercar discipline to be listed on road going car. Okay, gonna have to keep a good clean run. And I had to hit the nitro, few braking, and go back up on the top speed. Oof. Okay, few objects were made to have one mistake. That sound is just yet to be quite very amazing, folks. Without the W16 turbo engine, just to be years before in the 2020s. So there you go. One run sprint race to go in 3 minutes, 35 seconds for the decimal of .076. But nevertheless, because one follow-up catch-up just to be needed to have one quick attempt to go faster and tougher to have a fastest way to be on a shortcut. But it'll have to take one checkmark to be complete. So let's test out the MAD addition to the Dodge Viper SRT10 to go in Las Vegas at the North Strip. Made by MAD to have a good exclusive variation to be served as a summit reward. But correction, just yet to have one of the other two new vehicles to go having a summit reward edition. So take a good look, folks. This one is now being made as a 2010 model. Unlike the ACR version to the Dodge Viper SRT10 Coupe, the MAD edition that features to have a per level by default in 235 that carries out 600 horsepower and top speed 201 miles per hour. But I bet this livery and the car itself on the second generation just pack up and go for some crazy skills to go for only one race. But better brace yourself. Few objects will be well made to do it, because we might have to keep a good clean run, and otherwise shortcuts might go very extremely to be mad. So let's hit the gas and pull the nitro.
I'll stop talking so you can start driving.
Okay, going quick shortcut. Gonna have to catch up and overtake. Oof. Did I ever think about the MAD addition to the Dodge Viper SRT10 Coupe? Very much more true successor like the ACR version counterpart. It could bring out the go on MAD skills and smashing up objects to go by courtesy by us. Now all I have to do is gonna have to keep a good extreme strategy to keep pushing all in. This race is going to be mad. Okay, going Daredevil. Always fasten your seatbelts. It takes 2 laps and go quicker to be on a higher level. With this different unique modification to the Dodge Viper, this one is just all for us to have this one to be labeled as a Summit Reward vehicle. But it has to be eligibility to have this one without any featured on Motorpass for this main update. Now going down, Daredevil jump. Alright, that should do it well and precisely. Okay, go for the shortcut again. Right turn and fastest way to get there. Almost there in 80% progression. Just gonna keep going up on gear number 5. Packing up the speed. Going aggro by smashing objects to go quick shortcuts. Power slide drift, check, and almost there. Oh yeah. Every race always have to go crazy to experience and go for some one spotlight to have some Daredevil moment. First place is now checked and done. 100,000 points to be added up with 19,056 points in about 2 minutes 45.118 seconds. Now that's a good, mad, awesome livery for the Dodge Viper SRT 10 Coupe, folks. From 2008 and go all the way to 2010 as a different edition. Now let's see how it turns out to go on slalom or buoy smashing. This will be doing a ride time and go over the stunt show to see how it turns out to go on inspection. Okay, so here we have the maze escape. That should be doing well on skill number 3 to be added later on. Next up, driving test on skill 2. This will be doing perfectly to have the first skill, so I'll have to sign me up. And one last thing, the leap. Hypercar discipline on MAD skill. Okay, so let's begin and start the driving test. First day on the stunt, first day on the driving job to see how the skills will be doing putting up on the lineup to be on buoy smashing. But without buoy smashing, this one just yet to go for having a follow-up line and see how the position that you guys might need to test this out. So going right in, wait for the new icon level to be level up in 2755.
Pro racing trial seems lonely there. Waiting for you to give it some kind of attention.
Okay, let's burn rubber.
I mean, why should you try? Well, it's just some of the fastest cars in the world, and power boats, and a new plane, and what? Yeah, I know, okay. I'll shut up now.
Okay, wait for the opening. And here I go, folks. Oh man. Okay. This is gonna be like having a training ground. So keep follow the spots until you might need to get into it. But watch out for the cones. Don't mess this up. Just keep a good patience and going mad. So that's one skill. Well, that might have to take one attempt to be on the driving test. Bummer. I almost forgot one other thing that I just need to choose any different vehicle compatible on Score Breaker. Give me a moment, folks. I have to search any kinds of certain vehicle that would be doing more likely to go on perfection. Okay, this one does has a good skill breaker to have 75%. Gonna grab the Ford Focus RS 2018, turn the engine on, and hit the nitro to go on attempt number 2. Ah, there it goes. See? This is how you might need to be very extra careful. Don't hit a cone, otherwise you'll have to start over from square one. But keep trying, but that will have to take one attempt and do one perfection to go up for having a main part of the new skill record. Okay, that should be good enough. 3,950 points. Not bad. Looks like welcome to the new set of the skill made by MAD. So let's get it on and do on Drip and Rallycross for having event number 3 and 4. So gonna have to choose Drip or Rallycross. Maybe why not go with Drip Discipline to go in combo in Dallas Rush. Motorflix Season 2 Episode 1 from the agency. It's about time and grab the McLaren MP412C 2010 is about to go mad at the ready. But either depends to go on different set of drip discipline that you might have to keep a good skill, perfection, or even that you really want to go all out expression that you really want to go mad to have that objective for only one event in one drip stunt event. 2013 McLaren 12C Drip Edition, off I go and do one part of the attempt. But I'm sure of it, folks, this video segment may always go on mad on the set. Places and go in 3, 2, 1, and action!
The clock's ticking. Give us a lot of action scenes.
Okay, music on, and just gonna keep a good drifting skill set.
Oh, my new paint!
Yeah, keep going on and wide open. Yeah, it's going mad and crazy. Jump coming in. Oof. Okay. It wasn't expecting that. Nice.
A true trickster.
Good thing coming back again to do a combo event, folks. I bet it always does. Might have to take a matter possibility to go for having a world record by over 1 million.
A true trickster.
Okay, let's go. Wide drift. Oof. Gosh, this is going to be crazier to be going wide expression. Alright, who's up of doing one clumsiness of Solemn?
A true trickster.
Yeah, that's 50,000 points.
Jump.
Just keep up the time in about 2 minutes, 22 seconds left.
Don't faint.
Oh, yeah, baby! Yeah! Oh.
A true trickster.
I don't know how you guys really think this is gonna have to do some crazy attempt stunts. Going airborne.
Oh, my shocks.
Rack up the drift. Down to 1 minute and 47 seconds left.
Don't faint.
Oh, yes, Mad Daredevil, I see.
Oh, my clutch.
Just to have one turn and rack up on 75,000 points.
Oh, my shocks.
Okay, time's ticking. Almost down to 1 minute left.
Oh, my clutch.
Yeah. Just keep up the faster work and then keep going in full straight.
Don't faint.
Okay, here comes the billboard. Gonna take it and smash it up.
Oh, my clutch.
And just one push to go. And finish line is rolling in. Almost by 100,000 points, but 98,052 points. Let's see the tally of results. Almost there. Almost there, just to have take number 2 to go again. It was so very close to see this one part of the stunt event, folks, but always meant to go mad and just go crazy to do some drifting to have Dallas Rush in the combo event. Let's have attempt number 2 to go on take 2 set. I just really need to get my mind opened and have my expression to go enjoyable.
Out. Rack up the most stunts.
A true trickster.
Alright, have that turn to go rack it up. Gonna smash up some crates, go shortcuts. Oh yeah.
Don't faint.
Give the director to do some more scenes. He just really wants to see some good drifting action.
Don't faint.
Okay, that's good. Same as usual.
Oh, my shocks!
Alright. Let's give one crazy attempt to do Hollywood.
A true trickster!
Yeah, that's one good jump down.
Oh, my clutch! A true trickster!
Okay, that's 41,000 points.
Tight, but safe.
Check and note it. Okay, 46,000 points. And here's the perfect scene.
Lost any teeth?
Oof. Okay, gonna have to keep places. There we go.
Don't faint.
Want to. Doesn't want to faint in drifting.
Don't faint.
Oh, snap. Gonna get back on track. That could be doing one failed stunt attempt.
Some jump. Oh, my clutch.
Oh. Okay, gonna get back on track. Gonna have to do the shortcut to do shorter.
No scratches.
Okay, down to a minute.
Oh, my shocks.
Carve that path.
A true trickster.
Okay, that's the ticket. Now, smash through the billboard. One more.
Oh, my clutch.
Oh, yes, 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 I can see it. 100,000 points. Added with 744 as well. Man, crazy on attempt number 2. New record and added with 5,234 points. And that's a good print and wrap. Maybe I should probably have to do this again to get my mind off and be more expression to do some stunts. So next up, Fairy Lady C 432 in the Type PS30 on Rien Debad Plus, take number 2. Rallycross vehicle to go classic to have a good recommend pick, but even yet, UDRS Contender C is about to be ready to go on the next scene. So places viewers, this one is just yet to go on attempt number 1 in take 2 on Rien Debad Plus. But talk about doing some crazy driftings to go around on Dallas Rush. For having event number 4 to be on Rallycross on the Agency Season 2 Episode 1 from Motorflix, the Nissan Fairy Lady C 432 Type PS30 is the first ever Nissan C model to be took part in the international rally like the Safari back from the 1970s. But this one is being fully modified that adds up to have a bolted fenders. This will be doing quite good on the set and see how it turns out to go on the maximum in 230 by the per level on 600 horsepower and top speed 175 miles per hour. But the next scene, just gonna have to keep a good concentration that you might need to go up by having over 100,000 points to be on the main objective. Going one car grid start, take 1, And rolling.
You're running against time. Make some spectacular moves.
Okay. Gonna take that one jump. Going through the hangar. Yeah, looks like the contender C is going in to make a star. Okay, here comes the jump. Time for a special grand entrance.
Some jump.
Yeah, that's a good one. Now, gonna have to take that U-turn. Going line up. I really gotta try this again, folks.
Don't faint.
Alright, here it goes. Another perfect landing.
Don't get hurt.
Alright, don't lose any teeth. And solid landing.
A true trickster.
I'll have to go precision to have a piece of my mind.
Some jump.
Okay, here comes jump across on the gas station.
Oh, my clutch.
Alright, two path choices. Gonna have to go on precision, then the jump.
Oh, my shocks.
Okay. As always, whatever happens in Las Vegas, stays in Las Vegas.
Don't faint.
Well, I just heard about the manhole issue when the Formula 1 is about to be having its first official practice race before the real part is about to be ready to go. But I mean, this is going to be so quite very fantastic to see that Las Vegas is going to have a very good new set of the racetrack.
A true trickster.
Well, I bet it does. It's going to get much more wonderful, and excited to see some fans to see some F1 cars in action on the strip and some few corner layouts.
Jump.
But did I ever mention that the similarity that is almost to be look like Tokyo R246 from the Gran Turismo series?
Close call.
I bet the similarity just might come in to have a different in common.
Oh, my shocks.
Now comes in to do the big jump. Oof.
Oh, my clutch.
Alright, let's slow down and do 2 crates to smash it up. Oof. Alright, now let's see how it turns out. Try not to avoid crossing the finish line after you might need to clear out some of the points crate.
Oh, my shocks.
But earlier as it done, take one more jump and early on the finish line.
A true trickster.
And stunt event clear. Good grief. That was another crazy stunt event to go around and do some more points to rack it up. But I'll have to take a good check and see the results. 138,340 points. Excellent, and event 4 is well done. Now, on to MAD skill number 2 to go choosing up on the slalom to be well determined. This time, it'll have to go right in and do the second part in the leap. Hypercar discipline, that would be doing perfectly to choose any capable hypercar discipline that you might need to choose for. But, either by the way, you might have to go for the Koenigsegg Gemera is quite very good to be well picked to have a hybrid 1-gear transmission vehicle. But hypercar to go all in golden. Maybe this will have to take a good starting point, or maybe that will be quite very truthful to have this most fine position right over here. that should be doing well, and go for a different vehicle on the hypercar to be listed as a stunt vehicle. Okay, gonna grab a different hypercar vehicle that has a damaged wear. This time, I'll have to go and be on the score breaker by using the creator's KS Mask Leader 2020. This will be doing serve as a stunt hypercar is going to require very perfection to be adding up and put up to have the score breaker on the pure and skill on 73 and 89%. Two types of affixes and bonus all together to have a good usual way. So let's bring out the stunt car and go for the leap. Here comes the first attempt. Drive through all the gates. I cannot believe it. This is going to be crazy. Oh! Yep. That's how it happens. You might need to go a bit more faster. I guess the opening intro video does might count to have that few attempts may be buried. Okay, let's go on take 2. Gosh. The leap is going crazy to go faster at this one. Ouch! Okay, not this again. Now, just gonna have to take attempt number 3. And going airborne and solidifying. Okay, looks like not so bad after all, but the leap, just check and complete to see it how you might need to do some checkpoints to go aim towards on the right spot. But I mean, over 150,000 points added by 8. Nice. The leap might have a good point, but it is going to have to take some few perfection that you might need to go mad perfection on the skill. By having 2 events and 1 skill to go, so the maze just to be safe later on because platinum on the rank in 6100 place, 753,229 points. Well, I'll have to keep a good progress to stay on defense. Then let's go air race at the Rockies in the mountains of America. By having the skill to go on aerobatics and jet sprint because I don't know if powerboat will be doing more likely to do some mad skills, but jet sprint is doing perfectly to have a 1 skill to be featured to be going on the trail of the rivers. But the catfish trail might be quite perfectly to be exclusive on jet sprint discipline. I'll have to be using on the Pilotus PC21 2002 with UDRS Insportec. Get ready, be ready for takeoff, and 1 clear sky on the matching figures in the checkpoint. Only 1 air race to be featured made by MAD, but it's about to go flying in and do some crazy skills to go on Epic Daredevil on the skies.
It's all gonna be over real soon.
But it's gonna have to take 1 piece of cake. Just we've done this once, and we're about to go for having a new MAD challenge for having a new Deem Summon. One second perfect. Now gonna have to keep a good matching figures. Okay, that's good. Now keep flying in to have the same position. Okay, 1 second perfect. Now go on the main line night flight. Coming right in. Make that loop. Going inverted back on to main straight. Okay, first lap down. Final lap on number 2. Okay, that's good. Now do the same pattern. Alright, that's excellent. By having a few more checkpoints to go, the air wizard is always gonna have to keep a good proud expert. Now, last match. There we go. Under 2 minutes. 1 minute, 59.225 seconds is going flying in perfection. That's 122,637 points. Legendary bundle in the air race discipline to be received and earned. By having a penultimate for only one more event and one MAD skill to go. Motocross is about to get ready to go to the game on round number 8. Brace yourself, folks. This will be doing the last event to be doing optionally that you might need to be prepared to go by pick. But I'm always going to have to go by having a good one session to have 2 events and 1 MAD skill for this part of the segment. So gonna have to get myself ready up and grab the KTM 450 EXE Nighthawk Edition to go all out and drive with a stunt. This will have to get closer to have one more event remaining until the final skill on number 3 later on. So let's go motocross stunt.
Winner win! Show us action! The event is open!
720 front flip at the start, then go by 360. Alright, time to do some e-brake and go aim by the crates. But it'll have to take harder attempts and stay closer to get nearby. That should do well to have one part of the area clear. Then go top speed nitro.
Are you a jet pilot?
I'm taking the high ground in the left side. Going below. Now do the backflip. And here comes the front flip again. Hold it in. Now aim towards the 3 crates. This has got to do it slower and make one main position. Okay, that's good for only 17,000 points. Gonna keep going and reach the finish line.
Flawless jump!
Okay, area checkpoint clear. Going on the middle. Okay, slower. Might need to do enough speed.
Wings of an
Misty flip
angel.
by a combo of 720. So here comes the ramp. Gonna have to do some gnarly skills.
Still with us?
Oh yeah. Ho ho! Crazy and intense to see that 1080 flip. Sounds like having a one daredevil stunt. Oof. Perfect landing. Down to 2 minutes left. Gonna have to keep going on the rush. I just really need to do some more area checkpoint to go proceed in the next obstacle. Huh? Oh. I didn't see that one coming. That's how what happens. That might need to be stay on the right side. Okay, that might be quite confusing, but a little bit more crazier to stay on the highlighted edge.
Are you a jet pilot?
Okay, going rack up by 40,000 points.
Best drift ever!
Oof. If I ever gonna have to do that IKEA stunt, that could be going epic in the game.
Wings of an angel!
Okay, going back and have that session to be cleared on the left side obstacle in the high ground. And this one comes in to do the best part. Going hard on the loop and keep a good watchful eye on the clock.
Still with us?
So 30 seconds left. Gonna hurry up and keep looping around.
Brakes failed?
Oh, okay. Looks like that could be quite too much dangerous, intense to see this. Gonna have to keep focusing. Okay, finally beat the record. One last stunt.
Flawless jump!
And right in the nick of time. Okay, with all the few attempts and few other moments, is just gonna have to keep a good exact position to go in 55,000 points. So added with 840 points, 114,041 points is just to be checked and done on event number 6. Alright. Well, that was a crazy stunt motocross event to do on round 8, folks. But technically, with all the few attempts with bloopers and outtakes, but I just really might need to have one perfecto to go for having one checkmark on the main objective. So this is it. Third math skill to go on the maze. This will be doing a quickest way to get there on either to be using on bike or car. But for starters, you might have to go and just gonna have to find any position to go around to find a good line to exit your way out of the maze. It's like an element of solemn and escape altogether, but this time it's gonna be set and located in Norfolk. But very fine, good position to be start out to be in the center. I mean, that could be quite good and excellent to have that harbor to be located around. So I'll have to get back and grab the Ford Focus. Is now going listed to be back on Street Race. Gonna hop back on the Ford Focus RS 2018. Position to go take place on the outside that has an entrance nearby. But solid fine perfection to have a good platform to go easy in to be having a starting point at the center. But you know what else that might be quite going much more easier to be using on motorcycles, because the quickest way to have one part of the edge of the gap that you might have to get back on track. But quick shortcut, this might do the easy way rather than finding your way out of the maze. For only one part of the attempt, this one is going to get much more challenging to face the impossible to be having one skill on the maze. So here goes nothing. One attempt and go escape the maze. I know this is going to be a quite tough configuration. I just need to find some place to get out of the maze alive for only one skill and one attempt to have some many attempts that you have to try this again. Okay, looks like gonna have to keep a good hold and steady. Alright, looks like just finally got a good line. Alright, looks like I just finally found my way out. Just keep going. And exit at the maze. Not yet far, but almost. Gonna have to take some few more turns to go remaining. There we go. I see the exit. Yes. 2,116 points. MAD skill, Maze Escape is check and complete for only one attempt. Man, that was so close. Literally, but very close to be yet at least. But it has to try to go harder to test your might, test the skills, and find your way out of the maze alive. But it has to take few attempts to have 3 MAD skills plus 6 events to go on extreme stunts. It's going to have to do some street race, drip, hypercar, rallycross, motocross, and air race discipline in the sky. But clearly to have some major changes for this video might have to go on update and reduce amount of the trims that has bloopers and outtakes. By having one skill on the MAD is going to be quite very crazy to see how 2 types of solemn to go in the maze and do some extreme jumps to go quicker, tighter, and do the leap. But after all, other kinds of discipline depends on different types just to keep a good perfection that you might need to go like an extreme daredevil to have some good ratings. So I guess made by MAD as the first start of the Team Summon for Season 15 at the start to have a good skill up opportunity. But challenges and new ways to see how many players just really have to do some major perfection to go by having one skill is going to have to take 100% complete to go on hard difficulty. Only on skills, but that's how one start of the Team Summon is going to be presented by MAD for having one title in the Team Summon. So I hope you guys ever enjoyed to have a first week of the new event. It's crazy, alright. Very crazy, and yet to have a new addition to the Dodge Viper SRT10 Coupe 2010 as a different edition. As coming up to be on week number 2 in Sunshine States, we got some different rewards, including the multicolored smoke is about to be set, and go with some different set of discipline to be related and take place to be on Early Dawn and Sunshine itself. So here we have some 2 restricted vehicle on hypercar and street race discipline. McLaren 720S Spider and Bentley Mulliner Bacular. Alright, looks like this will have to take usual skills to be included to get back in before the second week comes up. But the first week is always meant to be going on MAD skill. MAD skill and very crazy. But in the additional, I'll have to take a good look and see what else something to be very brand new to be featured on Race Creator. Alright, now the next scene is clear, so gonna have to take a good look. This might be going a bit crazy to see this kind of a layout. For example, by having a starting position to go on the center to have one maze to go around onto the left, and this time this will have to go on the right before taking the right turn again. Just keep going straight onto the next session, go on to the right and make the left. Just try to have your position to go around and have the right position after taking one step of the touchdown. But it'll have to take one configuration and find your way out of the maze to go back again. But it takes few attempts and just try to do your best to stay around to go on further position. But don't get yourself confused, just find a good position to stay over here after taking one jump from the platform. Taking the right and go straight forward to be doing the next right, and then you'll be going on the left. But don't get lost, you might have to keep moving until you have to keep going on to the left, then turn right again. But it does helpful, might have to take one skill and do a matter of skill a possibility to make your way exit to the maze to have a finish line included. But it might be helpful, but don't get yourself lost. Okay. Maybe I'll have to skip this later on and gonna have to do on topic about experience on off-roading. But on second thought, maybe I have to change my mind. Maybe I'll have to start over and gonna have to get down to do some main demonstration. Alright, now let's try the scan to go for the next scene. So here we have the route configuration layout to be So here we have a route configuration layout in a maze to be start out in the center before you have to take the left turn to go continue on to the left again. Then you might have to see the next one is going to have to take the right position to go straight to be on the blue zone, and then you have to turn right again. When you keep going straight, make the next turn on the left to go on to the yellow zone, then turn right again before you have to take the left to go on the entrance at the platform. Once you have to take one steady pace to be on the touchdown zone, turn right again to be on the purple zone along with the gray. Keep going straight, then turn left. Alright. My speech is scattered out. I just need to try this again to go on the next scene. Take number 2 on phase 4. Here's the line of configuration in the maze to start out in the center. Once you have to take one escape to go around at the left, you have to keep going left to have the orange zone session, then you have to turn right, then keep going straight to be on a short distance to be having a right turn at the blue zone. Once you're about to keep going straight, turn right and make your way onto the right zone in your yellow session before turning right again, and then turn left to go on the platform to make your jump. Solid touchdown to keep going to be on the next turn at the right nearby. Once you're about to keep going straight, keep it up. Alright, gonna have to try this again. So here is the configuration route to have one part of the maze that you have to take the center position to go on the start. Once you're about to have the exit on the center, you have to take the left turn to go by 3 times in a row before you have to take the right. Come on, man, focus. I need to get my act together to get it understandable. Okay, let me try this again. Okay, take number 6. So before that, let's have a good look on the center of the maze to start out to be. So before that, let's have a good look on the world map. Before that, let's have a good look on the map to have a center position at the starting point to be entered in the maze. Once you enter in the skill, have the left turn to go around and make your way onto the right to be around onto the orange section. Once you're about to go short straight, take the right and right next over to be on the blue and yellow section to be on the. Okay, gonna have to try this again. Before that, gonna have to try this again. So before that, each colors of the containers is now being indicated to be labeled as different layouts on the maze. By starting out in the black center is so we're gonna have to go down to do off-roading in Race Creator. Let's have a good look on the maze session on different colors and containers. Let's have a good look on different colors of containers to have a good, interesting look on the maze. Here we have the black containers are now being indicated to have a serve as a starting point in the center. Once you enter to have the part of the skills in escape of the maze, you have to take the left turn to go around on the half circle to be on the orange container before you have to take the right and go short straight to be having a right turn to be right next onto the blue container. Once you're about to go on straight, you'll be entered to be at the yellow and gray container to have the right turn before you have to go right again, then take the left turn at the platform to have a one step to be quicker and have a solid fine landing to go right again to be on the green and purple container to be on the lavender. But short straightaway to have to get closer to be on the right turn, then you have to keep going straight, then left turn to keep coming around on each part of the color containers. But in that case, you have to keep going to have the left turn to stay up ahead and make the right turn right next onto the platform. Once you're about to be exiting the platform, okay, gonna have to try this and be more understandable to be specific. Go down in the Race Creator. So before that, let's have a good look on different colors that has containers are about to be set and organized to be putting up on the maze. The black one is now being indicated as a starting position and different colors to have different difficulties to have some different ways to go out in the maze. So I'll have to keep Okay, gonna have to go down to be on Race Creator. Before that, let's have a good look and see how the different colors on each containers around in the port. This will be doing a different kind of a challenge that you guys have already took. Okay, gonna have to try this again and get my act together. Let's have a good look and inspect in the maze to have different colors around on each containers. By having a black one is now being represented as a starting point and different colors to go on easy, medium, and hard difficulty before entered on the maze escape. By having the left turn to go by position to... Okay, let me try this again. Let's have a good look and inspect the colors on each part of the containers by forming a maze. By having a black one is now being indicated to be served as a starting point. Different colors depends on each difficulty that you might have to be entered on maze escape. By having a left turn to be around on the orange container before you have to take the right and right next over to be on the blue container. Going on in straight and have the right turn right next to the yellow container to keep going straight and then make the right turn again along with the gray containers to have the right turn position before going into the lap. But here is the platform before coming through and cross right in to be having a solid touchdown, then make the right turn to be around in the lavender container along with the light green containers. Going on straight to keep going, then make the right, then going on left to have a good straightaway to have a keep going moment, then you might have to take the left turn to go by around on the lavender and gray containers to have a platform right next to be nearby. Once you're about to keep going crossing onto the shortcut to have each color container, you'll be in along with the lavender and green container to be coming around and make your full straightaways before proceed onto the left turn. By having a U-turn, there is also to be having a right turn to go around to be right back onto the gray and yellow container to keep going straight. Then you have to make the right again until you have to be making your way onto the exit to have that fine parking spot right over there onto the toll booth. But find perfection and good throughput to have a start position in the center and go exit in the finish. But I cannot believe it. It takes few attempts to find your way out of the maze on each kinds of color containers to go on the MAD skill, but other kinds of further details to be going right back onto the start over position. Just try to stay onto the main line that you have to get it right. If you ever made a mistake, try this again and start over from square one until you have to get it right. But don't get lost. This maze is going to test us to see this new update to have a new skill of opportunity. So let's have a good check and choose any location to go on Race Creator. But how about going around in the Mountain States to have a best place to be here in Las Vegas? But I can't wait to go and take a good look on the water park to be located right over there to be on the northwest section of Las Vegas. But even to be having a highlight location to be around along with Death Valley to be up north and yet to be on the northeast. So let's have a good check to go locate to be fast travel to in Death Valley. So let's go on create a race. Okay, looks like this should be doing well to have any off-road vehicles to be on main recommend pick. But I'll have to start out to be right over here in Death Valley, right next to the arena. Place a starting line, switch up to a different off-road vehicle. Okay, any off-road car whenever I pick. Ford F-150 Raptor race truck. Okay, let's turn the engine on, explore, and feel enjoyable to have a good open view. But in that case, optionally that you might have to use the nitro to choose any position whenever you want. But additional update for Race Creator since the previous is now being set on tarmac. But very fine perfection for Ubisoft to come up with a good idea to see how off-road vehicles is going to be more likely to be enjoyed to this day. So I'll have to be preferred to have a first attempt to be driving on off-road vehicles. Unlike ever before to have 300 checkpoints remaining, this might be quite very good to have any position to go anywhere to be on the open road. But off-road to have a good place to be having some good wide space, this will have to take many possibilities to go overcome with many obstacles. For instance, any kinds of obstacles like having rocks to go around on the rocky areas and mountain states alike. So I'll have to take a good peek and expand on the mini-map. So I got a good eyes on the old abandoned water park. Okay, that's good. Checkpoint set. Now crossing through on the highway. Wow, I cannot believe it. This is going to be so amazing to see the old water park is now added to the game. Perfect for drift and hang on. I'll have to teleport here and delete all checkpoints. Okay. Just give me a moment. So let's go. Create a race. Okay. Got it and noted. So let's go create a race. Alright. There you go. Position is now being set on off-road areas. Unlike on the tarmac, this brand new additional to be in Race Creator is all about just put up any kinds of checkpoints to go off-road. But I'll have to switch vehicle because I'm still on Street Race Discipline. Gonna have to be preferred to go on Rally Raid. Ford F-150 Raptor race truck. Gonna have to be choose and place any checkpoints to go on highlighted to be quite going my guest. How about having a starting position to be at the arena and go all the way to the old abandoned water park? That would be doing a perfect idea to go off-roading to have a main line and focus on the route. Any kinds of different route to go on off-roading is all about to have area checkpoints to go by depends on each position that is going to be quite going safer or challenging on each obstacle. So I'll have to keep driving forward to go around. Have that checkpoint set. Okay, the nitrous is still yet to be used when using on Race Creator. Okay, that's good. Checkpoint 2 set. Now gonna have to go on the next area. Okay, that's a good third checkpoint placement. Now onto the fourth. Okay, that's good on checkpoint 4 to be set. Checkpoint 5 is ready on standby to have a next nearby location to go anywhere. Okay, that's the fifth one. Now, this will be doing one other way of option to go on for full circle. That will be going cruising around to see how off-road vehicles to go for having a warm welcome for having an introduction. Okay, checkpoint 9 selected. But by the way, just like doing on the road, it still has to be featured to be pointing up to have 300 checkpoints remaining to be used on the community. But it might be quite doing a good ways and experience to have some new additional features to be either on off-road or going on tarmac. But yet, it still might have to come up with some different challenges. This one is just yet to be possible to be made to do this. I might have to go for having a different part of a crazy challenge. Okay, going by in. Going through with shortcuts. That could take another step option to go pass through onto the parking lot. Okay, a few more checkpoints to go and still have enough placement by numbers. That could take a few more positions to go around at the ready. But why not just gonna go in there, and that will be doing a good placement to be on Rallycross. Okay, that's checkpoint 21 place. That could be my second part of the test, so I never used it for a long time. Okay, this one is doing a bit more tricky to have a shortcut. And this one is now being set as a finish line. Okay, let's go on to the options and do settings. It takes 26 checkpoints to go on sector. Almost forgot to have one other thing. When going off-road, all you might need to do to choose Rally Raid, Motocross, Rallycross, or even Hovercraft. But it might have to take some different set of challenges that you might need to make your own. But even featured to have no lap and 2 laps to be added. But I mean, it takes number of laps to be going organized whenever you want to go by pick. But it also to be last at least to be in 30 laps. But it might be helpful because sprint race from the previous and circuit to be introduced for the update. But I don't know, it might need to be featured to have AI opponents is going to be needed. So what do you guys think? It would be possible to have AI opponents to be in Race Creator. It might be sounded like Midnight Club 2 on Race Editor. Of course, that could be quite going much more awesome to have some challenges to be featured with racing with AI opponents. Now let's see. Gonna have to see on different kinds of conditions on ambience, clear sky, hour and 12, and add it up to be on different minutes. So gonna go choosing on biomes and desert, personalize, and go on different image. Okay, let's see. Gonna have to go prefer to be right over here. But it might be quite helpful to have the desert in it to be right at the biome. Now, let's have a good mood of racing to be giving a good pronounced title. But don't worry, I'll have to update this title later on, so I'm just gonna have to test the off-road race creator out. So let's skip this for having a 1 attempt and experience to choose any off-road vehicles. So I'll have to choose the Hummer H1 Evolution 1 Rally Raid Edition. So gonna have to brace myself. This will be doing 1 attempt of the test session for myself. So let's give it a find out to see how it turns out.
3.
Test number 1 in about 3, 2, 1, and begin off-road testing. See? It might help because going off-road is going to have your best shortcut to make your way to have each part of the checkpoint area rather than doing on regular rally race event. So going first checkpoint, keep going right, but watch yourself. This area might be going hidden surprise to be filled with rocks. See? That's how I'm giving the example that you need to be very careful when you're using on Race Creator to go off-road racing. Okay, that's 2. But it may have results to be vary when you're doing this for having a practice session to go on off-road track. Okay, it's like I'm being Sideshow Bob and the rocks are just being rakes. Okay, going cross through on the shortcut. Just follow the line and follow the checkpoints. Now, it's about to go on full circle to be cruising around to be off-roading to have an old abandoned water park. That's how my first attempt of the test is all you need to do is drive careful on the terrain. So taking a few jumps and better watch yourself. it's about to go having main advantage to have this part of the position right over here. It'll have to make one better awesome time. But it is going to be quite very extreme, but I'm always going to have to go come up with some plan of idea. Okay, checkpoint confirmed clear. Now the tight turns to go on tight elevations. And here comes crossing through on the old parking lot. But don't slow down, just try to keep going faster. Okay, once we're about to have a few checkpoints, now let's hit the water park without any water to be around. I cannot believe it. This is going to be so pretty awesome to see this old abandoned park is just yet to be added. Perfect for drift and rally cross discipline is going to have to go all out to experience to have that new playground to be experienced. But thank you Motorflix for giving us to have a new expansion to be coming around to have a good skills to go mad. Now on to the shortcut part. This will be doing one tricky piece of cake to see how if other players might be doing more likely. But it has to take a longest way to get there to be featured on this lap. So the first test is just yet to be well done. So gonna have to be aborted, and that will be it. Now let's have a good check and see some major changes. Well, I almost forgot to have one thing to say this, folks. By number of laps, it's gonna have to go shorter or longer by the endurance. But it might be quite very good and useful. That would be quite very much more awesome to be featured to have lap settings to be added to the game. So let's save the race and just gonna have to go exit out. Just press on hold. But yes, my first ever off-road race will be saved. This could get more awesome and expanded to have some off-road vehicles to go explore in America, to have a one-way trip to go on full circle in America, to be on a tarmac and off-road altogether. But other perhaps that you might need to come up with some brainstorming ideas to be very extra careful not to take too much further mistakes, otherwise the rocks will be more likely to hit you and slow down your speed to be cut down. But that would be doing much more fine, impressive, and the race creator just yet to go on the full upgrade for this part of the update. Okay, let's try this again. One part of the update. Okay, looks like one reward unlock on the hobbies. Let's have a good check and review. Alright, there's a good MAD tire is now being added. Star 3 is going up on the progress. So it'll have to take 30 stars in total to have some part of major challenges to be participate on MAD skill. But there's also to have 3 dailies that you might need to go on differences of the objectives when you're doing on MAD. There's the apprentice, the journeyman, and the expert. All kinds of different numbers will be start out to be on 4 MAD skill, 7 MAD skill, and 14 different MAD skill. Just to be different and go on different location that you guys really want to do this by having some perfection with some few attempts that you have to do it right. So 3 skills. So 3 skills are now being checked, and looks like there's going to be more to go. all kinds of different challenges and skill to be featured to have a hobby without motorpass to be featured. So it's all back to normal and going back to have the usual way to do some new part and go with a different hobby of activity. So completion is now being featured to have some major progress, and plus the duration that you might need to do some stars to be packed up to go in progress to go up on to start 30. Unlike the racer, the explorer, and the collector to have some high amount of star earnings to get all kinds of different rewards. But except on the explorer, I just really need to get the Hummer HX concept is quite going up ahead to be at 520. So I'm at 467 stars, so it'll have to keep preferred to be stay on in daily challenges, going on Skill Explorer and Treasure Digger. But yeah, I'm glad that the fourth hobby is now being added as well without any new events. Okay, final phase to be ready to go. Well folks, looks like it's time to wrap this up before at the end of the video. First live summon in Made by MAD is going way awesome at the start. But I can't wait to get the exterior parts on the Bugatti EB110 Supersport along with a green chemical smoke and the matte addition to the Dodge Viper SRT10 Coupe 2010. Along with some other kinds of features like new cars are about to be going in collect because this is going to be... Ah man, let me try this again. Well folks, what a long day, and this is how Made by MAD is going to be at the right start in the first week along with some new features and additional expanded upgrades on Race Creator. But also to have some more cars will be coming up soon to be added by date. But one other thing, return Motorpass vehicle are about to be set and go on return by the date schedule for this part of the update. So keep an eye out on the date and more live summons to have brand new and reruns will be coming up soon. But this is going to be going to be well amazing to have a good start and do some mad skills to be come back at any time before the first week is about to be over soon. But getting the Bugatti EB110 Supersport on the custom exterior parts, green chemical smoke on the Epic, and the matte addition to the Dodge Viper SRT10 Coupe is now going to be on the Platinum. But I can't wait, and this is how MAD Stunt is about to go for having its 10th season on Motorflix. So thank you for enjoying watching the video in the Crew 2 folks, glad that you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, then click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like DeepNetArt, Instagram, Twitter, GT Planet, Patreon, Discord, and more to see for my image artwork like UDRS liveries, Vision Total Drama fan art with car liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be see you guys next time on the live summit event in the Crew 2, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay mad clean. Okay, looks like time to have that content video to be on maintenance by update. Gonna get rid of all the bloopers and outtakes because of my mess I made. It's so embarrassing to do this. It makes my head feel so ridiculous. It makes me I'm a stupid person. Not you audience viewers, I'm just talking to myself in front of my own OCs to do the production in line. But I may be the producer of my own YouTube channel. I will have the power to take much more cleaning up work to get it fixed.